Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share with you a wreath card that I made for Valentine's Day. And it's just a simple tent fold card with a wreath of hearts on the top. Very simple to make, but I love the look of it. So I'll show you how to make it. Okay, so let's get started. First, I've got a piece of cardstock, 6 by 8, and I just scored right down the middle. So it's four. So once it's scored, it's 4 by 6, and you want to give that a good burnish. Then you're going to take your circle nesting dies, and you want them, a good distance apart. So it's not. Don't take one and then the next one down. These are like 2 apart, and you're going to cut a frame out of that. And I didn't think this cardstock was sturdy enough, so I actually cut 2, and I'm going to glue them together. And I'll go ahead and do that now. I'm going to glue them together for some nice strength because this is going to support your wreath. So I want to make sure that you use nice sturdy cardstock and or double it up so that it's really good and sturdy. I mean, you're going to put other things on it, but it's got to support the weight of your wreath. So I think that should be good. We'll set that to one side. So now we've got our card, and then I'm going to go ahead and get my matte layer ready because I want to cut my aperture at the top, but I don't want to do that till I've got my matte layer ready. So I'm going to put, this is just stamping card, I'm going to put a layer on the top of Centura Pearl, but I want to emboss it. And because I'm doing Valentine's Day, I wanted to do hearts, and I don't have a heart embossing folder, but I do have a heart stencil. So I'm going to emboss with my stencil. So if you've never done that before, let me show you how to do it. So you need your clear cutting plates. I've got my Gemini Pro here, so that's what I'm going to use. And you want to put your cardstock wherever you want it on the stencil. So I'm trying to decide. I think I want it down here where it's a little bit larger hearts. About right there. And just put that down with the embossing mat underneath your cardstock. Then you're going to add your plastic shim and your clear cutting plate on top carefully. And you can stick that down with, repositionable adhesive or some tape if you want, but I'm going to just hold on to it. Take all this off. And you can see how nicely that embossed. Looks great. It's not quite as deep as a embossing folder, but lets your stencils do double duty, which is perfect. Oh, and that stencil is from the Love Hearts stencil set, so the 3-piece set. It's just the largest stencil. Now I'm going to put that on there, but it needs just a little bit of color layer or something to set it off, because it's just not going to stand out very well. So we're just going to mat that with a little bit of pink underneath, just a very narrow border, just enough to offset that white so that the matte layer stands out. And it kind of matches that other pink. So, all right, let me cut that. So this is 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I need it just a little bit bigger than that. Actually, I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece up, and then I'm going to cut that. And I'm not sure that die is going to go through 4 layers, so we might have to just run it in twice. Yeah, I think if I glue this on there, because I got to get this die to go through, and I just don't think it's going to go through 4 layers. So we'll do it in 2 pieces. So we want to line this up, and this is 4 inches, and I want the top of this to be no more than about 5.5, because I'm going to go above that and I want it to fit into a 6x6 envelope. So we're going to put it there, and we're going to make it about equidistant on each side. So it's 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches, and up to that 5.5. Perfect. So we'll just tape that in place, and then I'm going to run it through my machine. I think I can get it through my MIDI. Now I want to use the same die to cut through that matte layer. Let me do it this way. Get it lined up. And I'm going to do it this way so that it's easier to line up my die. Get that lined up in the right place. Flip it over. Then you can position your die right in the hole. Get your tape on it. Move the card. And tape that down. And now it should be in exactly the right spot. So let me run that through. Now realistically, I really should have cut that before I embossed, but it doesn't look like it smashed it too much. That off of there. Okay, now my matte layer should fit. Oops, that's the back. Should fit right on there perfectly. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the matte layer on. Okay, now we're going to put this on right over the top, and it doesn't matter that it doesn't look all that attractive, because you're going to cover it up with hearts anyway. So we're just going to put some glue right around there. And it's easier to put it on here than on the circle, because you don't know where to start and stop on the circle. And you want to use tacky glue on this because of the coated card surface from the Centura Pearl. And just center this right over the hole. And it's a nesting die, so it should fit perfectly. There we go. Now all you have to do is build up your wreath. I cut hearts from the 3 pink papers from this matte cardstock, the 3x6 matte cardstock, and then I had a scrap piece of paper, double-sided paper from, I think it's from Beautiful Butterflies. It's an old paper pad that I had, and I thought that kind of matched well, actually both sides. So, but it is nice to have double-sided card because you will see it from the back. So if you use a single-sided cardstock, it's fine. It's going to show from the back. So, and then we're going to glue these hearts on, and you just want to decide. And I cut all the hearts from a heart nesting die that I had. And then we're just going to decide kind of how you want them, how close together, if you want them all in, a particular pattern, or if you want to jumble them up and put them, upside down or at different angles. I'm just going to play with it and see what I like. do that. So pick a place to start. I'll lay them all out on here so I get them about the right spacing. I'm actually going to start at the top because I want to make sure that I don't go over that 6-inch. Sorry, my head's in the way. Yeah, about there. Okay, and then the next one. And the next one. And once you got them on there, then I am going to go back and dab tacky glue underneath the little pieces. It would be a lot easier if I had a smaller jar, but I don't. I haven't refilled my fine tip applicator yet. There we go. And I got a bunch of hearts left over, so I can make another one. This time I'll use the light pink ones. And then all you need is a sentiment. Love makes the world go round. And then I'll put Happy Valentine's Day on the inside. Okay, so I've got my sentiment stamped. I'm just going to use some, these are tiny. Some foam pads to raise it up. And we're all done. So there's your wreath card for Valentine's Day. Hope you like that. Here's one more version of that same wreath card that I made. This one floral. I haven't put a sentiment on it yet because I don't know what I'm going to use it for. But you can do a lot of things with it. So Just like instead of the hearts for Valentine's Day, I did a floral one. So you can put just about anything on the wreath. If you wanted, you could put acetate in the middle and kind of put a floating sentiment across, or put a banner sentiment. So lots of different options. Anyway, enjoy.